behind the song, Suck Out the Sun, is pretty simple. Sometimes you write something and it's just right out there. There's no hidden messages or anything. And I think that's what happened with this song. It's about the perpetual pissy and ruining things, particularly someone who's very close to you, and no matter what you do, you're having what you think is a wonderful time, and they just ruin it all, and you're frustrated and annoyed, and you can't understand anything about why this happens. And that is the gist of the lyric of the song. What's cool to me is when you write something and people hear it and listen to it and they actually relate to it. And I heard from people with this particular song that they said, oh, this reminds me of this person. This reminds me of this, or I know how that feels. And that means the world to me. One, it's sad that we all know this kind of feeling, but we probably even were guilty of doing it ourselves, but not me, this little ray of sunshine. But other people have said that and felt that, and it makes me so happy that they relate to what I put out there and what I sang about, what I wrote about. And that's one of the reasons I made the album title, I Guess I'm Not Alone, because I thought, well, if I feel this, maybe other people do too. And I found out they do. So it all worked. I'm so happy that that happened. And I'm sad that I had to write it. But musically, that all started with that piano, and then I started adding that bass. And I'm like, oh, I have a jazz song. And as a jazz song, I'm never ever going to release it. Like, it's not my kind of music. But as soon as I got the bass and the piano working together, then I came up with the line of, I don't know what it is you want. And from there, it just went together. I was writing the lyric and the music all together at the same time. And when I got to the big chorus, the angry chorus, then I'm like, oh, well, this is a Bradley song after all. So this really does work, and it works for this album particularly. So I was very proud of that. I thought it all worked out, even though it was a different sound for me. The video, I wanted to make a new video for the release of the album. And I thought, oh, I want something simple that I can do on my own. And I thought, well, like a balladeer or a church singer. And I thought the perfect song for that would be Suck Out the Sun. And my original idea for the video, for the backdrop, was a cityscape, like at night. And it never really worked. I couldn't figure it out, and it didn't work. And I think I'm glad that it didn't work, because that very colorful background is in my apartment building. And we used it for some of the artwork in my album. Like if you have the CD and you open it up, it's that's featured in there. And so I thought, well, that would work with the album. Like it would keep a theme of everything going. And then the idea that the wall is so colorful and the song is pretty dark. Like that's a really good dichotomy. And then when I got to the editing stage of it, I found the black and white, and I thought, well, it can't be obvious, and so, oh, suck up the sun, and then it goes black and white. It's a very thin line between it looking stupid and looking good. And I think I did it. I think I made it look really good, and I really like that video. And I really like the song. And I am very, very, very critical of my vocals. But I've always loved my vocals on this song. I think it's one of my best vocal performances ever. And we had re-recorded it several times. And every time I did it, I'm like, this doesn't sound right. Nothing sounds right. And so we went back to my original vocals that I recorded a long time ago. But there was more passion in it and more subtlety. And every time I tried to recreate it, it didn't work. So these are actually fairly older vocals, but it's the best performance. There's other stuff added in there from other takes, but it's really one of my favorite songs, and I hope you like it. And that is the story behind the song Suck Out the Sun. Thank you.